Yay! And welcome to Tapping Tuesday. My name is Fable, and for the next hour, we will do EFT together, also known as tapping. So if that's what you're looking for, congratulations, you made it. If it's your first time here, welcome. If it is not your first time here, welcome back. I'm so glad to get to be here with you today. I am still sick, so I apologize if you have to hear me cough a little bit, or I'm a little monotone in my voice or my personality. But we'll get through it together. And I'm glad that I get to be here with you this week. I missed you last week. I will give a quick rundown of how this hour will go. And then we will get right into the tapping. It's a little bit different than if you were doing an EFT session with a practitioner because we're not in the same room. I can't see you, so I can't play off of the cues that your body is giving to me. But it's one of the reasons I love doing it this way anyway, is so that you can begin to develop that relationship with your own body. So I will be giving you a lot of prompts to pay attention to for you to be able to create that relationship between your subconscious brain and your conscious brain so you can have that confidence in your own tapping sessions. Um, Throughout the entire session, I have a live chat that goes. The sessions are not pre planned on what topics we use. Generally, it's just whoever shows up and puts in suggestions, and that's what we tap on for the day. If you have something that you want to tap on, but it's just a little too much for you to put out there in front of the entire world on the internet, you can always email me. My email is at the top of the chat. I will also speak it out loud. It is Fable, FABLE, at EFTuniverse.com. And then I will get your email and I can bring it up anonymously the following week. Other than that, you just drop it in the chat at any time. I do check it throughout the session just to make sure that I'm capturing as many suggestions as possible. And if I don't get to yours specifically, I will give you opportunities to adjust the ones that I have picked to make them fit better for what it is that you're looking for today. And as far as the actual tapping goes, I tend to stay in one or two tapping spots through the entire session. And there's a few reasons for this. Typically, in a tapping session, we start here. Some people start on the top of the head, and then we go through, all of the spots. There's this is great. Doing all of the spots is still the preferred full method, and I want you to do that at your own pace. What I don't want is for me to be going and talking and leading this session, and then maybe you get here and you go, "Oh, this spot feels so good. I don't know why, but this feels like it's doing something special for me right now." But now I'm down here, and now you're stressed, going, "Oh no, I missed spots. Do I catch up? Do I just skip? What do I do now?" And that's not helpful, and that doesn't assist you in whatever you are tapping on. So I make myself as boring as possible, and I stay usually on the hand, and sometimes I go to the chest, and that's it. The second reason why I do that is because as long as you have one of the acupoints, then you're going to create the outcome that we're looking to grab the brain's attention while we are tapping. So if you have spots that are difficult for you to tap on, maybe the mobility of your shoulder doesn't allow you to reach up here, or wrapping around your body is difficult to get, the one on the side. Maybe you wear glasses, so these spots are difficult for you. It allows you to have a different type of confidence in listening to your body and trusting and evaluating, okay, how did that go for me? Did I like how that felt, or do I want to not make these type of adjustments on my own? Okay, that's been a lot of talking. I think I got everything. I do have one community email that I will share, but I'm going to say hi in the chat first, and then I'll share, we'll ground, and then get right into tapping. Okay. Hi, Donette. Oh, thank you. I love our community too. Hi, Mary. Hi, Serena. I am feeling better. I no longer feel like I need to be in the hospital, but I'm not well yet, but I'm getting there. I'm in the right direction. Hi, Serena. I am feeling better. Yes. Hi, Blascow. Oh, so sweet. Thank you, everyone, for being concerned. Hi, Lee. Glad to be here. Glad to be connected with everyone. Oh, thank you. Hi, Tanya. Happy to have you here. Hey, Dr. Scott. Glad you're moving forward. Thank you. Um, let's see. Accenton hypnosis. um, Hi. Thank you. I'm sorry if I didn't say that quite right. Hi, Joyce. Greetings, greetings. Yay. Hello, Elga. Happy to have you here. Oh, thank you, Olga. I appreciate that. Okay. The community email that I have, I'm going to pull it up on my phone. Hi, Karina. Oh, from Karina. Yes. Okay. I was like a Karina, like it's a place. No, no. You probably just mean from Karina, the person. That may be how today's session goes. I may be a little slow. Can you please add background music in the background of your session? I actually can't. I used to do something similar to that, but what I learned is that it blocks out my voice and the as I'm talking. For whatever reason, it only picks up one or the other. So sorry, I can't. Hi, Tamara. Oh, Tammy. Hi, Tammy. I'm glad that you're here too. Yay. Okay. The email from our community member was asking about, I just wanted to read their words. Imposter syndrome, specifically as a block to abundance and successful business. And they also asked a question that I thought was interesting. I kind of want to put it out there and see if anybody else has experienced this. I don't want to assume that I understand exactly the way that they're describing it. So we kind of workshop this as a community. But do you ever see some kind of restlessness, vibration feeling in the whole body, especially in the legs, in the middle or after an EFT session? And if yes, what would you suggest to relieve this feeling? What I have seen, and it's not so much a vibration, but it's more of like a full body shake. It can look like someone who's just really cold, and they're just chattering through their whole body, but they're not clenching. And what I have come to understand that to be is a nervous system release response. So it is a physical signal of release that is not um, being consciously made. It's not uncomfortable to go through. It can look kind of scary. Maybe it can look kind of like a seizure, just depending on your own experience and seeing and experiencing what that can look like. But it's definitely not, at least what I'm talking about, not a seizure. It is the nervous system basically shaking off, something that it has, pardon me, held on to for a long period of time. I don't know if that's what they're talking about. If there's a different type of restlessness, if anybody else has felt that, I'm very curious to know what you might be talking about. So there's that. I'm going to double check the chat again, and then we'll go around. Well, we do have one vote for imposter syndrome as far as what to tap on today. Let's see, internet's being funky. Oh, sorry to hear that, Serena. Copyright free is best. Oh, for music. I'm glad you're here too. Do something similar on the phone. We switch to another app like email your sound dice. Yeah. Hi, Greg and Farmington. Hi, Haley. I've had teen goals after an EFT session. Yes. I've also felt that. So perhaps that'll give our community member a little bit to go off of some other words to maybe play with and see if we've got it or if it's something different. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get grounded. So first, just go ahead and make little movements in your body to just notice that you have a body. And it can be a flexing of muscles. It can be something simple of just opening and closing your hands. We don't need to do anything big or dramatic right now. We're just trying to tension our attention out from wherever it's been back to where we are right now in space and in time. So, as you notice that you do, in fact, have a body, go ahead and take a breath, whatever feels good to you here. I'm going to take a quick sip of water. And now, as you're noticing your body, go ahead and just notice how much of you feels present right now, just a percentage. And the number is whatever number you come up with is great. We're not doing anything except paying attention right now. So if you felt 13%, that don't go, oh no, that's a bad number. It's not bad. We're just noticing, and 13% would be completely fine if that's what you had. We're just noticing in your feet, in your legs. How present are you right now in your feet and in your legs? And how about in your hips, your abdomen, your spine? How present are you right now in your hips and your abdomen and all the way up your spine? And how about into your chest and all of the organs that just reside in this area? How present are you there? And then how about into your shoulders, your biceps, your forearms, your hands? How present are you there? And it's possible that as we're going through different areas of the body that some of that presence is coming back. So that number might be changing, and that's totally fine. And lastly, how about your neck, your head, your ears, your face? How present are you in that space? Let's go ahead and take another breath and let it out. And then for whatever percentage of you that you've acknowledged is not present in your body at this moment, in this time, just notice, where is it? Is it out there somewhere? Is it nearby? Is it thinking about the future? Is it stuck in the past? Where is that last little bit of you that is not currently present? And just acknowledge that even though it may not be present in this moment in time, it is still you. You are still connected to it. And any positive effects that you have from this session today will go through your whole vibration of your body and to the parts of you who are still connected, but out maybe being a part of something else right now. And go ahead and take one more breath in and out. Nicely done. All righty. I'm going to check the chat one more time. Serena is saying after getting away from predatory animals, shake. Yes. And the shaking is a release. There's a whole rabbit hole you can go down on that for human beings and how we have socially worked that shake out of our automatic response to stress. But that is something that we have had in the past, apparently, and that you can learn to receive back again. Again, it's a theory. I don't know how much of it has been actually proven, but I have had the experience myself of shaking a tremendous amount during a healing session and having benefit from that afterwards. See, tagging on the imposter identity, ability to change, upgrade core identity from deficient to more than enough. I like that. Thank you for that addition, Lee. And Mary, maybe we could tap on not living up to potential, not doing what you plan to do with your life. Okay. So, what I'm hearing is maybe some shame, a little bit of grief as like a root to the conversations that we're having today. And maybe some harsh judgment, on ourselves. Which absolutely, I think those are all very important things to tap on. So let's go ahead and start with. Hmm, I kind of want to start with what Mary has suggested, and then we'll kind of build onto it from there. Of not living up to your potential, not doing what you plan with your life. So let's go ahead and start tapping while we're talking. And let's see. The words that I'm looking at using are surrounding, even though I feel like I'm not enough yet. I haven't lived up to my own expectations. I haven't lived up to the expectations of others. I don't feel accomplished. I don't feel satisfied. Um, I don't feel worthy, maybe, could be another one. I feel disappointed. Um, I think I'm going to go with disappointed for this one. Um, so if the word disappointed does not resonate with you, that's okay. I give you full permission to change it to whatever feels good and whatever fits for you best because you are speaking with your brain. I'm here to guide you and to offer suggestions to you, but ultimately, I have nothing to do with what actually changes because all of that change happens in your own body and between the parts of your own mind. So trust your instincts. This is a perfect time for this to be a class for you to explore and see what it could feel like if you did change something because you think it might work better. Okay. I'm going to go with the word disappointment. Here we go. As I consider where I am in my life right now, and I realize I'm disappointed, I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Even though right now, as I acknowledge that my life isn't what I fully wanted by now, and I feel disappointed by it, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. And even if I never figure it out beyond this, and even though I'm tapping right now and I don't have a better solution yet, I still choose with this disappointment present to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. My disappointment, my disappointment in my life, my disappointment in myself, my disappointment in my reality. Disappointment, disappointment. My disappointment. I wonder, how is it possible for me to feel so disappointed and then also say that I deeply and completely accept myself? That doesn't make sense, does it? Making sense. Making sense of my feelings. Well, I wonder if I don't feel like it makes sense to deeply and completely accept myself while I'm disappointed, when would it make sense? When would it be okay? When would it be something that I could easily agree with? Is it when I'm doing well? Is it when I feel I have succeeded? Is it when I feel I have outrun failure? Sure, that's easy to accept myself then. Those are pretty universally accepted times to be accepting of oneself. You're being celebrated, you're being praised. But I wonder, is that the only time? Is that the only appropriate time for me to deeply and completely accept myself? Yes. No. I don't know. And maybe I don't want to think about accepting myself while I'm disappointed. Maybe I don't want to make things okay while I feel this space. Maybe I feel a lot of grief right now. Maybe I'm not ready to make it feel better. Maybe I really need to grieve this space because maybe it will get better and maybe it won't. Maybe I had really high expectations or a belief about something, and that's changed now. And maybe it's okay to feel disappointed about things. Maybe I'm allowed to feel disappointed. Maybe I'm allowed to feel let down, even if right now I feel let down by me. I feel let down by falling short of my own expectations. And maybe I need to take a minute and let that speak. My disappointment, letting it speak. Well, I wonder, other than perhaps telling me that I screwed up, I'm not good enough, I didn't do good enough, it's never going to be enough now, all of those harsh judgments that I may or may not be feeling with this disappointment, what else could my disappointment say to me? Maybe, maybe it's expressing to me that I'm sad. I'm sad that it didn't work out. Maybe my disappointment is expressing to me that I'm afraid because I don't know what to do if things aren't going to work out with this. I don't know what it means. And maybe with this disappointment, I'm finding a boundary of a coping mechanism, of a way that I have made life okay, even when it wasn't okay. Because I've told myself, oh, but it will be. It will be though. And I can ignore that it's not okay right now because it will all be worth it. It will all be worth it when I get there and I do it and I achieve it. And then none of this other stuff will matter because it'll be gone and I will have done it and it'll be okay. So what do I do with all of these feelings if I'm not so sure anymore? If what this is telling me is this may be what I've got, what I've got, what I have, what I am. I wonder if I stop making it so important for me to reach as far as I've tried, and I allowed myself to be present in this moment. And I look at all of my efforts, whether I succeeded or not. Is there a way for me to express maybe grief, fear, disappointment that things look different than I thought they would, but also maybe feel really proud of myself and how I've tried and who I am? And maybe I'm done trying, but maybe I'm not. But whether or not I'm done trying, what if disappointment doesn't have to be part of it? What if I could just try? And it's okay for me to have feelings about trying. I can have feelings about it, sure. But I don't have to be disappointing because I'm trying. I don't have to be disappointing because things didn't work out. What if? What if I can deeply and completely accept myself, even if I'm disappointed, even if things are tricky, things are changing, and I'm not sure how I'm going to get to where I want yet, but that I'm proud of myself for trying, proud of myself, proud of myself, trying. And as I give myself permission to take a look and determine if these definitions of my current life really fit me or not, I also give myself permission to acknowledge how much it's mattered, that I care, that I'm here, that I'm trying, and that I'm continuing to try. My disappointment, my try, my disappointment, deeply and completely accepting myself. I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, pause on tapping, take a breath. Now think for one moment how you felt when we first started zeroing in on feeling disappointed about ourselves and how you feel about it now. And notice if there's any amount of distance, if it feels smaller, farther away, if you have ideas of how maybe things are more possible now, if you feel more self accepting, if you feel a little bit more self recognition or self love, if you were laughing, sighing, crying, yawning, those are all signs that your subconscious brain looked at the template that you were offering and said, you know what, this does fit better. Let's start changing things around. And that will continue to happen even though you're not tapping on it anymore. So good job. Let's jump right into imposter syndrome. So, if you don't know what imposter syndrome is, it's where you don't feel like you deserve the place where you are. So, it is having a certain amount of achievement or even reaching for a certain amount of achievement, but feeling like, why am I here? Like, I don't deserve to be here. Everybody is going to know it. Everybody's looking at me and they're asking the same question about like, why is this person here? They should just leave. Maybe I should just leave. And putting all of that prejudgment and heaviness on oneself um, when you're in the middle of learning something new or stretching into a bigger goal than where you were before. But very much feeling like you fall short of what's needed to be able to accomplish it, and that you fall short of worthiness of being in that place in the first place. Okay, that's imposter syndrome. So, um, if you have something like that in your life, go ahead and start to bring it to mind and thinking of words and phrases that really fit that scenario for you. If you don't have that, some options you could go with are I'm too old, I don't have enough experience, I don't have enough education, I don't live in the right place, I don't have the right connections, I'm just a this person, I'm just a that person. And if you don't have imposter syndrome at all, a different way that you could approach this tap would be something more focused on maybe your physical body. So rather than a mental or emotional goal, it could be something of, well, my cholesterol is really high, but no wonder I'm this age or I'm this weight or, something um, where there's a gap between what you want and what you believe is probably possible. Okay. Alrighty. Um, glancing at the chat really fast. Oh, good. I'm glad that there's some gentle shifting. Oh, hi, Karen. Oh, I'm so glad you're back. I'm so glad your surgery went well. I'm very relieved. I have been thinking about you. Okay, so let's go ahead and start tapping um, for imposter syndrome. And let's see, what words do I want to use? I'm going to use I don't belong. Okay, and that's the whole phrase that I'm going to use. If you can be more specific for your case, please do. Feel free to change any and all of my words to match what it is that you want to tap on. Okay. Here we go. As I consider this area of my life, I do not feel like I belong. I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Even though right now, as I consider this area of my life, I feel big feelings, very strong feelings about how I don't belong. I can't possibly belong. I still choose right now to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Even though right now I feel like it's a mistake. Being here in this space is a mistake because I don't belong. And I don't think that that's going to change. I still choose right now to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. I don't belong. I don't belong. Not belonging. Not me. I don't belong here. I don't belong. Even though right now it feels so true. I do not belong. I choose to hold space to discover a different perspective. And I wonder, okay, who does belong? If I don't belong in this space and I feel like an imposter, even trying to be here, who deserves it then? What metrics do I not meet? Someone who's smarter, younger, I feel is more capable in some way, is faster, maybe someone more outspoken, someone more supported, of a stronger community than I do. Potentially a lot of reasons that I can come up with that make a lot of sense that I don't belong here. Even though I still really feel like I don't belong, I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. And I wonder, could I ever belong? Will I ever reach a point where I feel like it's okay for me to exist here? Or will it never be okay? Never being okay. Never okay for me. I wonder, how did I become so unworthy of this space? When did that decide to live in my perception? And maybe I do know the least of anybody in the room. And maybe I have the least experience of anybody in the room. But when did that make me not worthy? When did I learn in my life? When did somebody teach me or tell me or was an example for me to learn that it's appropriate to be ashamed, to be shunned, and to not belong unless, unless what? Unless I'm already perfect? Unless I'm already impressive? Unless I'm already accepted? I wonder, when did I decide that I should feel bad about wanting to belong here? Feeling bad. Feeling bad inside of me. Feeling bad for wanting to be here. Feeling bad for wanting to learn. Feeling bad for wanting to grow. Feeling bad for wanting more. Hmm. As I consider what building blocks exist in my perception that give me permission to fill myself with shame and doubt and other heavy feelings just for existing here, I give myself permission to let those go. I give myself permission for them to leave my body. I give myself permission to abandon them as part of my process. I give myself permission to cut ties with that part of my process. And I wonder, does it help me belong in this room if I no longer have shame and if I allow myself to exist here? Now, do I fit? Yes. No. I don't know. Even if I'm still not sure if I belong in this space, I deeply and completely accept myself. And I continue to wonder, okay, what would make it okay? I don't have all the answers, not yet. Is that what makes it okay? I like to be helpful. I'm not helpful yet. Is that what makes it okay? I like to be accepted as part of the group. And maybe I'm not accepted yet. Is that what will make it okay? Making it okay Making it okay to exist. Making it okay to belong. Making it okay to try. Well, I wonder, how would I know if I'm onto something? How will I know if I'm starting to change my perception, or if I feel like I'm starting to belong, or starting to kind of get the hang of things? How will I know? Do I have a support plan? Do I have daily tasks? Or do I just have an expectation of myself to magically have this knowledge and these skill sets and these habits that haven't existed for me before, but that they just should all of a sudden? Hmm. So maybe I do a little experiment, and maybe the experiment looks something like this. I know what I want, and I know how I want to feel about it. And I know I don't feel that way about it yet. Can I identify where the gaps are and give myself permission to build towards them? Maybe it has to do with talking to people. Maybe it has to do with teaching in some format. Maybe it has to do with a piece of technology that I'm not comfortable with yet. But maybe, just maybe, what it does not have to do with is if I deserve to be here. Because what if I allow myself to build structure over time, and I allow myself to build confidence over time, and it just becomes a part of what I'm doing? And then maybe it's not so much about, do I deserve to be here, but do I like being here? Is it what I thought it would be? Do I want to continue to put my time, my energy, my focus deeper into this? Because maybe this is a good space for me, and maybe genuinely it's not. But I give myself permission to try, and I give myself permission to build supports for that try in a reasonable and daily amount. And I give myself permission to let worthiness go and to use a different metric. Like, is it doing what I wanted? Am I achieving what I hoped for? Does it feel like what I wanted it to feel like? Belonging. permission to belong. Trying it out. Permission to try. And as I allow myself these changes and see how I feel about them, I give myself permission to make as many changes as I need to until I find what feels like the right place for me to thrive. Thriving. My environment to thrive. And I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, go ahead and pause, take a breath. Now take just a quick moment and think about where we started with that, with the imposter syndrome and not feeling belonging, maybe the deep, heavy feelings of embarrassment or shame or not enough. How do you feel now when you think about that? When you think about imposter syndrome, does it feel as applicable? Or does it feel like, well, I'm not quite sure that's the right question, actually? Because if I'm devoting myself to this business or to this project or whatever it um, is it where I want to be? The questions that you are asking, have your questions changed a little bit? Does your body feel a little bit different? Are you laughing, sighing, crying, stretching, yawning? Does your body feel a little bit more open or tingly? They can be subtle signs. It doesn't have to be something really big. Even a small sign is still proof that your subconscious brain said, "Ooh, yes, that I like. Let's switch it up and move forward with that." So good job. All right, we've got just enough time for a quick little tap. I'm going to scroll through just a little bit. Okay, well, let's go ahead and do just kind of a nice little closing, just to kind of wrap up this kind of same. There's a word. I want a word. It's not going to come to me. I can feel it's gone. But kind of the theme that we've had today. Um, yeah, just with that, let's just start tapping. As I consider all of the words and thoughts that I've tapped on today, and I allow myself to ponder my value and to ponder what I've been taught is my value. And I give myself permission to wonder, do I have the same value to everybody? Is it just all equal, all the same across the board? Yes. No. I don't know. Maybe. What do I mean? Well, perhaps I have an animal, and this animal values me as the food giver, maybe the bathroom cleaner upper, the walker, or the player with toys, the snuggler sometimes. Is that the same value as other relationships in my life? Maybe I have children. Maybe I have parents. Maybe I have teachers, friends, acquaintances, students. Maybe I have clients. And while it may be true that I do hold value in whatever degree in these places, it's also probably true that it's slightly different and in some cases, maybe wildly different. So I wonder, how attached do I need to be to what I have been taught was value? Because isn't it true that that possibly changes with every place that I go, every person that I meet, that I see? Maybe I can allow it to be fluid inside of my own body, inside of my own mind. I can allow my value to change and shift, for it to be safe to change and shift according to what I want to feel about myself, my capacity, my capabilities, my desires, my thoughts, and my feelings. And maybe I even give myself permission to feel valuable in who I am, my value to others, my value to myself. And as I give myself these permissions to consider, to be curious what my value is that I agree to within my own body, in my own mind. I allow this little game to occur as I go throughout the rest of my day, the rest of my week, the rest of my month. And maybe it's just fun. And I wonder what my value is to the tree in my front yard or to the birds that live there. Maybe I hit something profound and I realize I really do value something that I hadn't thought of before in myself. But whether I have big insights or just a little bit of fun, I give myself permission to allow these thoughts to be a part of moving forward. My value, my value moving forward. And I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, and stop tapping and take a breath in. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I treasure that I was able to tap with you. Thank you for being tolerant of my voice and my coughing. Um, I do feel physically better after tapping. So thank you so much for your kind thoughts and your connections and giving me this opportunity to tap to do some caretaking of my own. I hope that you feel seen and heard and cared for because you are. I do very, very much love you. And I hope that you have a wonderful week. I hope I get to see you next Tuesday. If not, there's always a recording that we post that you can revisit at any time. I will also post a video later on this week. If you ever have any questions, feel free to email me. Again, it's at the top of the chat and every live that we do, so you can always find it. And take care. And I see the chat moving quite a bit. I'm just going to check it and make sure that there's nobody wanting an answer to something before I click off. But if you need to go, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you soon. Let's see. Yay. Aha moment. Yay. Oh, I love that. Yay. So big yays. Um, for MUIA at the end. Um, Thank you so much for sharing. Karen, I hope that the tap helped a little bit with that. Hi, Cindy. Okie dokie. Alrighty. I don't see any questions. So, oh, yes, the sleep video. That has not slipped my mind, Dr. Scott. I plan to make it this Friday now. Keep the rhythm. My tap is not constant. Yes, Karina, that is totally fine. The only thing I want you to be aware of when you're tapping is the intensity. So sometimes we get to tapping on something intense and then we kind of meet that with the pressure that we're tapping. And you don't have to be hard on your body like that. You can just do tiny little baby pats. And even that will be effective. So following your rhythm, I think, is a really natural, beautiful thing. So good job. Alrighty. I'll see you later. Bye.